Hey everyone, it's Simon Chan. A special episode here as we go towards the end of 2023. I got tremendous feedback on the special masterclass I did earlier this week about advanced goal setting and breaking down specific goals. And not just the generic, oh, this is what you have to do, these are the things you have to do, but break it down in terms of numbers. Especially if you don't like numbers, this is an important one for you to listen to. Talk about volume and what you need to do to get that rank advance you want in 2024. And for you to break down the steps to hit the extra $1,000 or the extra $2,000 a month you need to do. And we're working the numbers backwards. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this would be very, very helpful in terms of planning and what you actually have to do and then set targets for that goal. So it's not just a pipe dream. I just want to hit this rank. I think a lot of times people get disappointed. They don't realize the dreams are not, no, I wouldn't say they're not realistic, but they're not realistic if you don't know what the numbers you have to do. They are realistic if you actually have a plan on what to do and being very specific with that plan. And I'm going to talk about that and give you a live example. If you're watching on the podcast, do your best to follow along. If you go to the YouTube channel, and actually I'll show you the numbers and what you have to do for the next rank you want to hit. Hey, that's all I have to say. Let's go right into this masterclass.
Welcome to MLM Nation, a podcast of leaders, by leaders, for leaders, hosted by Simon Chan. He's built a team of over 200,000 and is now a full-time MLM coach and trainer. So if you're ready to level up your business, join us now. Let's do this.
So goal setting, all right? Setting goals. I mean, that's what you are on here for. But why do we set goals, right? Why do we set goals? If you don't know why, here's something. This is how many of you know who this is? This is, you all see my screen? This is Michael Phelps, arguably the greatest Olympian of all time, and definitely the greatest swimmer of all time. You all see my screen? Drop it on one if you do. Had 28 Olympic medals, 23 gold medals, Michael Phelps. Okay, the greatest Olympian ever. And I just want to share this with you. People are successful, has goals. Michael Phelps, right? This was Michael Phelps at 8 years old. Okay, 8 years old, very clear. I would like to make the Olympics. I would like to my junior in at least one event. Okay, and he actually was very specific in his goals. And we're going to talk about that. A lot of you say, I want to rank advance, I want this, but you're not specific in your goals. So he even talked about FF, I don't know, I think that's probably by, these are different timelines, right? So there's a 100 fly, he wants to do 55.5 seconds. I think there's probably the 4 or something. And by the All-Star, he wants to be 54. By Christmas, he wants to make the by 52.9. By 8 years old, he was very clear on his targets that he's going to hit, all right? How many of you have specific targets for your goals? Right, for different things and different targets. For him, it's the 3 different events. Very, very specific here. Right. So, number one, your goal. What is your goal? Right. And let me. I want you to think about it. What is the rank you want to achieve? And maybe you or every one of you here can type it in. What's the rank you want to achieve? What's the rank you want to achieve? Right. And what level do you want? If you know what rank it is you want to achieve by the end of next year, 12 months from now, type it in. Now, some of you haven't even started thinking about this, that you need to start thinking about it, right? If you want to be gold, you want to be silver, you want to lead. Every of your companies have different titles. S9, right? $12,500 a month. Okay, 7-star by next year, good, right? So once you have that rank, you have to work backwards. What do you mean by work backwards? Right. Number one, I want you to write this down. What's the volume you need? So if you want to get to 7-star by next year, what's the volume you need? If you want to get the Vice VP, $12,500 a month, how much volume do you need? Do you know that? Aurora, you want to be a Ruby? How much volume? Gold, quarter of Sheila, how much volume do you need a month? Do you know that? Melanie, do you know how much volume you need? Right? Dumel Diamond, do you know how much volume you need? Right? Christina Sable, how much volume do you need? Think about that. And if you don't know what volume you need, then that's why you're not going to hit your goals. Now, you need the volume, right? It's just like Michael Phelps. He knew that if he wanted to make for the Junior Olympics or the Olympics, he needed by this time he needed to hit that mark, right? So, and then you determine once you know the volume, determine the number of distributors and customers you need. So, Terry, if you want to be national director in your company, most national directors, how many distributors do they have? How many customers do those people have on average? You're probably not going to know this. You need to ask a couple of different uplines of what national directors already. If you are a 7-star caller, how much volume, how many downlines of distributors do they need? You need to know that. All right. So, Mel, if you want to get diamond, 25,000 volume per week, how many active downlines do you have in general? Okay. How many customers do they have? Now, I wouldn't just ask one person because maybe one person, for example, has lots of customers, but very few team members, right? That's not a good, give you a good picture. I would ask a couple, 3 to 5 different leaders of the rank you want, and then find out how many distributors and how many customers you need. Okay. So like Christina, you need star 8. How many for the 10,000 a month? Generate people that rank. How many distributors and customers you need? Okay, so and Lumel, I know for your rank, you definitely need more than 100 active. You need more like 500 to 1,000 active. 500 active in your rank. Okay, so and now it's like you want to look at your current week repeat volume. Every one of you, maybe if you knew your volume would be 0, but some of you who have downlines, what's your repeat volume every month? These are from orders, and they can come from your downlines, repeat orders, or come from your leaders who also recruit, right? So what's your current repeat volume right now based on your current customers and your current team? All right, it's great. We're writing this down, right? Afterwards, how much volume do you get per sign up or customer on average? Let's talk about sign up. On a sign up, how much volume do you get? Right. So, for example, Loomwell, you get a sign up, you get 500 points of volume sold per sign up, right? Or 300 volume sold. Or for every customer, it's an average of $50 or $30 worth, right? You need to know the answer here, right? How much volume? Because you can work backwards. Or like Ronnie and Carla, it could be 100 CV per sign up. Okay. So, Now, so here's an example of once you know that, right? So here's an example. If you want to make an extra $5,000 a month, just say you need to make $25,000 in sales volume. So that will give you like 20% commission. Right? Here's an example here, right? If you want to make $5,000 a month, your team needs to sell $25,000 worth of products. Follow me? Hey, in case if you're in a company like this, and just say you average $150 worth of volume per sign up. It's just simple math, right? If you need 25,000 and you divide by 150, you basically need 167 new distributors. If you want to make 25,000, if you want to make 5,000 a month, right? If that's your average sales volume. Now, of course, if you're 300, like Luma uses 300, then it'll be half of that. You need 80 new distributors, right? Now, this does not factor monthly ordership volume. Obviously, you bring the number lower, and your current customers will also bring that lower. So just say you have, 3,000 every month coming in from your customers. Then you just subtract the 3,000 from the 25. You get 22, and then you do the math. Does it make sense, everyone? So I lose it. I know I'm not a big fan of math, even though I'm Asian, but let me know if this makes sense. But you have to do math. Drop it a 1 or a yes if this makes sense. If you're lost, go to a Q&A and just drop in and we can go over this later, okay? Now, obviously, your monthly volume can make a difference, but I want you to focus on your activity and sign up, right? Because I think a lot of times what people do is, oh, I'm just going to get duplication and waiting for your team to do stuff. And then your team does nothing. Has that ever happened to you before? Drop in a three. That's happened, right? That you expecting your team to contribute and they do nothing, right? So, yeah. And then, by the way, it's not because your leadership is not bad leadership or bad systems or bad duplication. It is just the way it is, right? It's just like most people who join the gym in January, they're going to join the gym. By March, they'll stop going. Most people who buy a new set of golf clubs, for Christmas, they're going to stop practicing by March. It's just that's human nature, unfortunately. Most people who buy a book don't finish reading a book. Okay, a lot of us here have bought books. Including myself, we haven't finished reading a book, right? So it's not a so don't rely, because if you're focusing your planning based on your leaders, on your team, what ends up happening is you're going to be disappointed. And then you're going to end up just pushing them so hard. And also people will feel that you are just pushing them, not because you care for them, simply because you want to make your own rank. And they can feel that. And you become pushy and you become like this boss leader that's just trying to drive people to work for your own and not for yourself. Okay. It's not for the helping people. It's just so you can get your rank. Okay? So focus on your activity. And so once you know the volume, I want you to set volume targets. So look at where you are. What volume are you at right now? So maybe you are at, like, say, I get 2,000 volume a month, and you need to get to 25,000 a week. Well, that's far, right? That's like you need 100,000. Just so you're getting 2,000 a month, you need 100,000 a month. Well, you're 98,000 away. So set a target. Well, in 12 months from now, if that's okay, you want to get an extra 100, you get the 100,000. But what 6 months from now, where would you be? 90 days from now, where would you be? Monthly, weekly, daily. You can set hourly targets. An hourly target, you say, what is an hourly target? Hourly target is, for example, if I had an hourly target, I have to sell $30 worth of products. I'll get on the phone and just call and follow up with I would follow up with everyone I ever presented to, prospected, and see if they will buy. And I probably will sell $30 worth of products. Right? Does that make sense? You can set targets, right? Set specific targets you're going to do every day. And that would really help you out. It's just like I showed you Michael Phelps. He had these, he didn't just say, I want to make the Olympics. He broke it down. I want you to break it down. That the more specific it is, the better. And don't worry about doing it perfect, because the first time you may not do it perfectly, but you're going to learn you actually learn a lot about the business through this exercise and what it takes. I remember when I first went for my first rank, I thought I could do it my first tough rank. And then I didn't realize how hard it was until I broke down the numbers. But once I knew the numbers, that allowed me strategically to work smarter and more productive, right? So a good question to ask yourself every day, just to keep you on track. Here's a good question is, who are you signing up as a distributor or customer by Friday? Right? Some of you, your company pays you monthly. Some of you pay weekly, or some of you even pay daily. It doesn't matter. Who are you signing up by Friday? You have to get a customer or distributor every week. Get in the habit of doing that. Don't wait. Don't save it for next week. Don't save it for the end of the month. Even right now, it's mid-December. People got holiday stuff going on. You have to get a customer or sign up by the end of the week. Don't wait till after Christmas or January. Okay, get in the habit of doing that. Create that weekly rhythm, a routine, and when you do that, you actually create the culture of doing that. Right? And again, when you get a customer, it's not just for you; it's because you're serving, you're helping others. Make sense? So you want to set also DMO targets, right? So what's the DMO? The daily method of operation. I think a lot of you've been following me for a while. You know the DMO. Posting 3 times a day, right? That's the 3-5-5-3. Meeting 5 new contacts, sending out 5 invites a day, doing 5 follow-ups, and having 3 people watch a presentation. That is non-negotiable, right? Setting targets. Now, if you need a rank, just say you're going for this, like Lumel, you need to get 98,000 by the end of the year. Maybe that's not a realistic goal. Right. So you think about, can you go from $2,000 a month in volume to 98,000 more? How many people do you need for 98,000? Right? We did the math there. If it was right 150 points, right, $150, it would be 167 new people. If it was 300, it would be 80. It would be half of that, 83 people. Is that even realistic? That may not be a realistic goal. And maybe go for a little bit lower rank and hit that first before you go for that big rank, right? But it's good to know the numbers so you have clarity in what you're doing. For me, when I was going for a rank, my target was a simple target was I needed to sponsor one person a week. And there was some weeks I didn't, but then there was always a week where I got maybe 3 people, 3 signups. And I'm not talking about customers, I'm talking about distributors. Right? So I averaged like 80 something people a week for 5 years or so because I was always recruiting. I learned early on that not to rely on my downline, not to rely on duplication, because that's, most people don't do much. But if they do something, that's a nice surprise. But I can't control them. I'm going to control myself. Right. So I would work on the DMO. I'll set have the DMO targets. Also, I'll set targets for my team. Right. Set the targets. Maybe, and I'll talk about minimum goals and then weekly goals in a bit. Not everyone in your team is going to be a leader and grind like you and go out there and be that committed. Some people they're just customers. A lot of your downlines, they just be glorified customers. They may not do much, but they'll just do very, very little. Right. But you need to set a target for the team. What can they do? Right. Maybe they are not going to do the full DMO. Maybe they just do, instead of 15 presentations a week, maybe they just do 1 presentation a week. Right. And that's for everyone. I think everyone, no matter how busy you are, you can always do 1 presentation a week. But you set these goals. Okay. You set a goal for your team. And when I say go, DMO goals, activity goals, not just results goals, activity goals. And you can create incentives and campaigns for your team, right? I talked about activity goals. So people don't feel if it's just results goal, I got to get a customer and they go prospect and they don't get anything, they feel discouraged. But you give them activity goal. Okay, just reach out to follow up with 5 people, right? And then you create these incentives and campaigns to reward them for the activity. Here's one of the best advice, and I wish I knew this earlier, was expect little from the team. Now, I kind of mentioned this. Expect little. There's a saying that believe in everything, expect nothing. Right? Believe in everything. Because here's the reality. You can't control what others do. You can only control what you do. Right. So just so you set a rank and you said, well, my team was supposed to deliver $5,000 worth of sales, but they only delivered 2,000 because of the Christmas holidays. Or in January, they're still distracted from school and the kids. But you're not going to let others sabotage your goals, right? So that's why focus on your activity, plan for your activity. And if anything else comes up, that's a bonus. Now, I remember my first major rank advancement. It was just me and 2 other leaders, and we had a team of like 100 people. We just decided what the 3 of us, what we were going to do. We didn't, and the rest of the team. So 3 of us out of 97 people, 3 of us, and the rest of the 94 people, we expected very, very little, maybe 20 customers during a whole month, very little. And if we get something, great. Right. But we planned it out where what I was going to do. And I remember to go. I was going to go sponsor 14 people that month. 18 people. Right. 18 people that month. And my other leader was going to do 12 people that month. This other girl, she was going to do 8 people that month because she was busier. And then between the 3 of us, we would have 40 people. Okay, 18, 12. And 40 people will help us get to our goals. And if anything else happened, it will be a bonus. And I remember this is back in 2006. My first major rank advancement is incredible. We went for a 6-week rank and we hit it in 3 weeks because once it's called set the example for your team. Once my team saw me building, talking about it on the weekly calls, they saw my 2 leaders were building and we're bringing new people onto the conference calls. we're bringing new people, they got excited. Because when you set the example, right, you increase the belief of the business in your downlines. When you don't do anything and just talk, 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 that doesn't increase their belief. You can say how great this business is, but your downlines don't believe it. If they see the same people on the Zooms or the meetings all the time, they need to see new blood. In the Philippines, new blood, right? I know a lot of Filipinos on here. New blood, new people on the team. If it's the same people all the time, that business, there's only one guarantee: it's just going to get smaller and smaller. It's going to shrink. You constantly have to bring in new people, and don't rely on your downlines to do it, because they're not going to do it. Most will not. You have to focus on your personal production, right? Because as you increase your production, your team will eventually increase theirs. It's magical. And the reason why is because of belief, right? The three, we talk about the four beliefs, right? The belief in the industry, believe in the products, believe in the company, and believe in themselves. And when you add more people into the team, the belief of all those four will increase, right? They say, wow, this company's for real. A lot of people joining it, right? Wow, the products work because a lot of more customers now. Wow, right? This industry works because I see Lou Well, he's making more money. Wow, like I can do it. If Kathleen can do it, I can do it. All of a sudden, their belief increases, and then they become more bold, because prospecting really is about courage. Right? How many of you, type in a one, are scared to prospect, or sometimes feel uncomfortable prospecting? Type in a one, and I do, right? It's outside my comfort zone. Prospecting is outside your comfort zone, but you all do it because this business ultimately is not about skills; it's about courage. I want you to write that down. It is about courage, being bold and have courage. Because it really is, no one really knows what they're doing in the beginning. Even when you're a leader, no one really knows what they're doing. Right? So just say you were a downline of 5 people. Now you have a downline of 15 people. You really know how to lead 15 people? Probably you've never done it. You don't really know what you're doing. It's about courage. It's about being bold and courage. A lot of you, I see a lot of people in network marketing, they just go for skills, training. But as long as you don't have that courage, you're still going to be stuck. So you got to be bold. Right? And when your team sees you have courage, they will have more courage. When your team sees you not taking action, that just justifies that this business doesn't work. It's tough. Right? We all need a little bit more courage. So let me give you an example of rank advancement planning as we go towards the end. So here's an example of someone going for a gold rank, right? So I just made this up, okay? It's not like a specific company or anything. So just say you need $8,000 of products sold for 4 straight weeks, right? 4 straight weeks selling $8,000 worth of products. And just the average gold rank has 50 active distributors before they made it. So remember I said, how much volume, how many people do you need for your rank? A lot of you know what rank you want, and you wrote that down. How many people do you need? And you may not know it. You need to ask your uplines. In fact, ask many uplines. I wouldn't say just one upline, couple of uplines, right? Because each upline's business is slightly a little bit different. Okay, it's slightly a little different. There's no one size that fits all. So but just say in this example, 50. Some people may have 70, some people have done it for 30, right? But just say average is 50. And the average, just say your average repeat orders right now is 2,000 a week. So just from your current downlines, their volume, customers, 2,000 a week. So that means you need $6,000 in new sales every week, right? So let's plan it out. So if you have a biggest package, it's $1,000 per package. You just need 6 signups. If you have a smaller package, just say 500, then you need double that, right? So based on this number of 6,000, right? Your team of 50 people may get 2,000, but you really need to sponsor 6,000 people. You need to get $6,000 worth of products. You need to get the signups, right? Don't base activity on them, based on you. Okay. So Christina, you have a goal now. To get your goal, you need 88 people, right? And then you set your DMO targets. So what do you mean by DMO targets? So just say, DMO, 1 out of 10 people you clam will interact, right? Clam, when you comment, like, add message. I think a lot of people here know it. If you don't know it, drop in the Q&A. I'll share with you what clam is later. Just say you meet online, you will interact with you. 9 out of 10 will not interact with you. And if you get better than 9 out of 10, that's a bonus. 1 out of 10 you invite will be interested to attend a presentation. So again, a lot of people ask, well, how do I get more people interested? People are just not. It's just the numbers. These are realistic expectations. When I reached out, I said 1 out of 10 will be interested, 9 out of 10 won't. So what? It's SW, SW, SW. Some will, some won't. So what? You move on. The timing's not right. Right? So 1 out of 10. Now, 1 out of 5 who attend a presentation will sign up. And generally, these numbers may be higher, but these are just, I put these high numbers realistically. So if you know these numbers, and these numbers don't look so exciting, 500 people you clam will result to 1 sign up. Okay, so if you reach out to 500 strangers online using clam formula, which I teach you, there'll be 50 interactions, 5 will watch your presentation, and 1 will sign up. And well, I said 1 out of 10 people clam. That's terrible. Yes, but if you're posting consistently or every day for 6 months or more, that number will be a lot. These numbers will go down. It'll be a lot easier. But if you just started social media, it's going to be really difficult. Yeah, Dawn, 1 out of 500 strangers, especially if you're not doing consistent social media content, teaching, it will be that high, right? Now, if you're doing consistent social media, posting, giving value, then yes, it will be a lot lower. Because content creates authority. Content creates authority. And, when you're on social media, spend more time, and this could be a separate training by itself, spend more time creating and serving than consuming. A lot of you on social media, you spend a lot of time consuming content, but you're not creating content. I spend more time creating content than actually on social media consuming content. I spend a lot of time on this webinar. I spend way more time creating content than consuming content. So that's a number that's realistic for 1 sign up. Now, if you're a little bit, how can you make these numbers a little bit better? Well, like I said, if you are putting out more content and you're reaching out to some people, even warm markets, they were like, wow, Dawn is actually creating some content. Dawn's teaching every day, doing live videos. Wow, that's actually very impressive. I want to learn more. So when you do instead of 1 out of 10, you invite will be interested. Maybe 1 out of 3 will be interested because you're doing live videos every day. They're really intrigued at what you do. Just show up live all the time. Or like, Mel, you did your first Facebook Live. What are you doing? I'm actually interested. What made you go live? What are you doing? I have here a couple of mastermind members that'll be working with me every week. Right? They're starting to get results. Right? So they're like, hey, what do you do, Carl? You're posting online all the time. Well, Sean, you just got published in the book. Why? What's that about? I saw you got published in the book, Sean Smith. What is this? So not 1 out of 10, it will be maybe 1 out of 3. Right? So, I mean, Sean, you're watching this. Like, when you reach out to people, how many people actually will want to listen to a presentation? Is it 1 out of 10? Or much lower than that? Right? If you become a person of value, the numbers will be a lot lower. I wrote this upcoming newsletter on Thursday, talking about how to attract better prospects or be better. If you are better, you'll be better. If you work on yourself, improve your game, invest in yourself, work on yourself, grow. So think about the topics, right? If you want, I'll give you a tip here. How many of you want better prospects, higher quality prospects? Drop into 2, but higher quality prospects. You're tired of the people who are not interested. You want a higher quality prospects. So I'll give you a tip. Okay? You want higher quality prospects. There's really only one way to get higher quality prospects. Only one way. Now, you may not like the sound of it, but this is the reality. The only way to get higher quality, well, first of all, before about quality, never prejudge people. Okay? You never know. One of my leaders who've earned $2 million in a business was a low quality prospect, but he had like a heart and desire, right? And I've had a lot of people that were quality prospects, MBAs, entrepreneurial, quit the business because they were distracted. They didn't want it. So never say, well, this person is low quality. Or, I didn't even reach out to them. They'll never be good in the business. Never, 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 never prejudge prospects. Okay. I made that mistake once and lost a lot of money. I lost over 100 grand by this person not coming in. And then the person ended up joining another, doing something else because I prejudged that person. So you never know. I had a person that was a former gangster, went to jail and changed his life and then became one of the top earners. And then a person that was I actually recruited a lot of people, very, very smart, business schools, small business owners, never did anything in network marketing, end up quitting. So don't prejudge. But if you generally want higher quality prospects, there's only one way to do it, is you got to work on yourself, right? Work on yourself. Let me ask you this, because people only like to hang out with people who are similar to them. All right, so just say on the scale 1 to 10, where are you at? So 10 is something that's someone's very, very successful. Just say the top leader in your company is a 10. And then your brother-in-law, who all he does is watch TV all day and doesn't even have a job, just sits on the couch and still living with his parents and doesn't have a job, just watches TV all day, play video games and TV. He's a 1. Right? Where are you at? Right? So let me ask you, you're probably not going to hang out with a brother-in-law that doesn't work, doesn't read, and just watches TV all day, eats junk food all day, sits on the couch, right? How many of you would love to hang out with that person? I don't think any of you want to hang out with that person, right? But you would like to hang out with a leader. Here's the thing, is people only hang out with people who are better than them. Right? That's why upper class hang out with upper class. Middle class hang out with middle class. The welfare people hang out with welfare. Middle class don't hang out with welfare people. Also, the rich don't hang out with middle class. We hang out with the same, generally the people around your same level, right? Because there's certain comfort and people, or they may want to hang out with people who are better than them. So if you want to get higher quality people, you need to improve your game. You need to invest in yourself. Right? Invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself and work on your mind, for example, read the books, listen to the podcast, right? Invest in coaching. Yes, invest in coaching. Do these things. When you work on your mind, you talk about different things. Right? So think about this. When I was first started off, I couldn't attract quality prospects because all I talked about was the news, the weather, sports. That's what I talked about. Right? So successful people like Simon's a nice guy, but I don't listen to that. There's nothing in common. But as I grew and expanded mine, I started talking about personal development. I started talking about investing. I started talking about habits, routines, a workout routine, personal development, the books I'm reading. Then I realized all my friends I used to hang out, they thought I was weird. They didn't want to spend time with me anymore. But that's okay, because I was all of a sudden could hang out with better people. Instead of talking about gossip or talking about the news or how's the weather, you start talking about, hey, what's the best book you read? Why is that interesting? Talk about 10,000 hours. Talk about Malcolm Gladwell. Talk about different topics. And then you track better people. Right? So you want to get higher quality prospects, you need to invest in yourself. You need to work on yourself. And it's not like, well, Simon, I read this book. I didn't get any results yet. No one gets results right away. Hey, Kathleen, Harry, she's on. I'm super proud of her. I first talked to her like 6 months ago with a totally different space. She's been in our mastermind in the last 3 months in September. First month, not much, still. And now in the last 3 or 4 weeks, dramatic change. And now I think got 8 customers last week or something like that, right? Or like during Black Friday. Dramatic, because you always track who you are. Like my friends, the people I talk to today, they would never want anything to do with Simon 20 years ago. Even 10 years ago, they wouldn't want anything to do with me because I would bore them. They couldn't relate to me. They wouldn't want to talk to me. Right? So you got to, the reason they talk to me is because I'm growing now. I've grown and have attracted better people. So if you don't like your prospects, you go out there and talk to them. Yeah, it takes one out of 500. And this numbers is based on if you are currently, you don't give any value on social media, you're not consistent, you're not posting consistently, you're not teaching, you're not doing live videos, you're not doing team trainings or speaking on stage, or you're not in the group in your community speaking, that'll be the numbers. That's why you can't compare to what the leader is only 1 out of 10 that can sign up. But a leader has been a person of value. My mentor, Jim Rohn, told me, right? You always get paid for the value you contribute to the marketplace. So if you're not earning more in your business because you're not contributing value, you're not making lives. You think it's just your sharing your product and sharing your company. No, ultimately people buy you. It's not about your company and products. If that was the case, everyone in your company will be successful. It's not just the leaders. It's you. They're buying you. You need to get better. For things to get better, you need to get better. That little pep talk there for you all. Right? So think about what areas for me, there's areas I need to grow. Right? There's areas. This morning I was doing personal development. Oh man, in this area, I'm really part of my life. I need to make a little small changes. So you want to get higher quality prospects, you need to work on your game. You need to get better. And as you get better, things will get better. And you need to be patient. Now, if you think you want instant results, that's not a person of success. Everyone person of success, they're willing to wait. They're willing to grind. They're willing to be patient. They're willing to suck. You got to be terrible before you get good. You got to be good before you become great. So, a little pep talk there for you. And it's the process of who you're becoming. You know what? I share something with you. I've been proud. I've talked about my oldest son a lot because I've been teaching him the process, right? You know, we have big dreams big goals for baseball, and we have a plan where we want to be. But until this past weekend, he's been struggling. He hasn't, baseball is brutal. He hasn't been hitting well at all. It's been terrible, like awful, right? But we have a coach. We invest in coach. I drive an hour in traffic once a week to go there. It's not cheap. 1 hour with this hitting coach, come back for another hour, 3 hours. It's like $140 for 1 hour, right? Just on swing coach. But and he didn't get results. 3 months of little tiny results. You can see the swing, but it's not translating to games, right? It's a process. It takes time. And then this past weekend, finally, some results. Now, I think that's the same thing. Like if he stopped back in September, he wouldn't be where he is today. A lot of people do social media. You start doing it. You start prospecting. I stopped doing it. Well, it's like growing a seed. The seed's still in the soil. You just have to keep watering it, nurturing it. You just can't stop watering it, stop giving a light, or die. You have to keep watering it. So it's the same thing. These numbers out there are like real numbers. Like the one is real. I just been doing kind of a pep talk for you. Yeah, it's 1 out of 500. You want to lower? Start doing, you know what? Start doing live videos every day and start teaching speaking. Instant, that number will drop. Right? Like when people ask me, like, oh, want to hire me, just look at my YouTube channel, my Instagram. Oh, instantly, okay, I see what you're doing. Right? Instant credibility. Right? So make sure you're giving content. Now, you don't live videos, you don't must do them, but I highly recommend it. Right? Or do reels. Just give content, share, create more. So set weekly goals, right? You got to have a weekly, based on those targets that we set, just say the 1 out of 500. What are your weekly goals? And I like weekly goals because sometimes there are days where you are busy. Like today, I was busy preparing for this masterclass. I didn't get to do a lot of stuff I normally do, right? But minimum goal, you have a weekly. So I have a weekly goal. You know what? I didn't do as much today, but I'm going to do it tomorrow, right? I'm going to do it on Thursday. I'm going to do it on Friday, right? But you have a weekly target, weekly goals. And also, this is important. Minimum goals. It doesn't matter how busy you are. You definitely have to do this every single day. For me, when I was building network marketing, no matter how busy I was, I always follow up with one prospect. Okay, followed up with that prospect. This is before social media. Always say, hey, how's it going? Did you get a look at the video? Just send it out there. Get a no. I'll follow up that person, right? Minimum goes for me now. That's to social media. Every day I post a story, daily gratitude. Sometimes I do more stories, but I do at least one a day, right? I also do a pep talk 5 days a week, weekday. Even on the day I got COVID, I did a pep talk, right? I'm traveling, I do a pep talk. Non-negotiable. My minimum goal, I wish people a happy birthday on the birthdays. Minimum goal. Set minimum goals. Even when weekends I have baseball games, I'm with my son for 15 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, traveling and all that. I still do that. And so you need to have a minimum goal. I know you have family and stuff, but you have to have a minimum goal, non-negotiable. And then the days are minimum, and then the days that you don't have stuff going on, you can go and make up for that. The other thing is you got to track. Tracking. So important. If you don't track, how do you know where you're going? Right? How do you know what you do? I know, Carl, you get up early. Yes, we prospect together on Zoom together. It's awesome. How many do you need to clam before getting an invite? Track that. So, Dawn, you share about those are the numbers. How many do you need? If you're going to go out there and reach out to random strangers on social media, how many will them before will actually reply back to you? Say, yeah, what do you have? What's the number? And then how many invites do you need to get a presentation? Well, kind of going back to the numbers here, right? It'll be like 1 out of 500. I'm sorry, 1 out of 100, right? And that's 1 out of 100. 1 out of 10 people you clam? Yeah, 1 out of 100, right? But if you want to be more, again, creating value, creating content, that'll be lower. Now, how many invites do you need to get a presentation? So just say I send it, hey, I'm working on something exciting. And Sheila, put a question, I'll answer your question about clam. Okay. I'm working on something exciting. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? How many people will say, yes, I want to look at a presentation? What's the number? Okay. Maybe, Lumel, you're 10. 10 people? 10. You copy and paste and send out to 10 people. One person says, yeah, what is it? I want to learn more. Right? And then you can work the numbers. And then the other number track is, how many presentations do you need to do before you get a sign up? Okay. How many presentations do you need? Maybe Dawn is 1 out of 20. Maybe Dawn is 1 out of 20, 1 out of 10. And again, the more value you give, it's lower. Because again, going back to social media, if you show up consistently on social media, people buy you before you even open your mouth and present. They look at your profile and make a judgment. Well, should I even listen to this person, or should I take this person seriously? Or should I just, whatever? They're making a judgment on you already. So again, how you show up, I talk about social media is always the 80-20 rule. 20%, that gives you 80% of the results, right? If you're giving, people will listen to you. People will listen to what you have. Another one is tracking effort and emotional output, right? Tracking effort and emotional output. So how much effort, this is something new I start implementing. How much effort are you putting to that goal? Give yourself a score 1 to 10. Yeah, honestly, like for my big goal today, my effort wasn't very good. Actually, my effort today was good, but yesterday wasn't good. Because spend so much time creating the outline for this. Wasn't good, but today was a little bit better. Tomorrow probably better, right? Because today was like more like a minimum go day. So what's your effort, emotional output into it? Or I just go like doing the same thing, scrolling on the news feed and, helping other people make money. Right? When you scroll on the news feed, you're helping Mark Zuckerberg make money, spending time consuming content, consuming TikTok. You're helping ByteDance, TikTok make money. Or are you creating content and you're serving and helping people? Make sense? Okay. And the last thing is for goal setting, you need accountability. Without accountability, it's not going to happen. I have a call with my accountability partner next week. He just checked in on me 2 days ago. How's it going with your goals? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not where I want to be, but you all need accountability. Right? That's why, like my son, who's baseball, he has accountability partners. Right? Here's his coach, swing coach. There's another coach as well. Right? And I actually hold him accountable to lifting weights. He doesn't, he gets, no one likes to lift weights. That's definitely not a kid. So we do very, very light lifting, but just little basic strength training. But I push him. We all need accountability. I have accountability. So make sure you get accountability. All right. Last thing is, just mention rubric quick. Some of the people I give shout outs to, like Carla, making it happen. Carla Johnson, where are you? You there? Also Lumuel Acosta, doing live videos. Go follow him. Just started changing who he is. He first started doing I'm just going into that fast workout and I'm going to stop. No, why are you doing this? So for you, who you're becoming, right? He has become a different person now, growing his leadership, right? Lumel's grown a lot. Who else is on here? I saw Christina Sabo, short time working with her. She's grown a lot as well, right? I don't want to miss anyone here. Sean Smith, right? I've actually known Sean for 3 years now. Published in a book, earns a good residual. His residual in the company is more than is enough to make a car payment, even a house payment in some places, right? Sean Smith, showing up every day, right? Kathleen Harrow, I just gave a shout out already. Super huge growth. Just the mindset and staying focused and consistent and overcoming EQ, right? You can't let, like, oh, I had a bad day and I just stopped, right? Don't wait for the day to be good, right? You decide when the day is going to be good. Emotional intelligence, right? I think I was writing this quote down I want to share with you about emotional intelligence. You don't have to feel like today's your day. Just act like it's your day. You don't need to feel like today's your day. I don't think anyone feels like today's my day. I'm going to do it. No, just act like the way it is. Don't wait for like, oh, today I'm allowed to go live and share content, post on social media. No, you decide. No one's going to say, hey, you're the leader now. Go do it. Leanne, you're the leader. Go. You have my permission. You decide. You decide to take that action. But you need to have accountability. So anyway, I'm going to go for Q&A. A lot of these members I mentioned there, give shout outs. You're all in part of my mastermind coaching. And you can follow them, see the success they've had, right? In short amount of time, we've been doing this since September. Massive success. We got weekly calls where you have to share with the group what you've been working on and questions. I give lessons there. It's been a ton of fun. I always love Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, because that's when I do our calls. And we may have a call coming up early in the week as well. Change up the schedule, but I love the Wednesday, Thursday. Those are my highlights. Tomorrow we have one tomorrow evening. I think Anlo is not on here. Christine, there's like superstars in the Philippines on here. But if you're interested, get help from me. Email me. Okay, I'm not here to sell you anything. Just email me. Terry Harper. How can I forget Terry Harper as well as a mastermind member? Sorry, Terry. Terry running 3 different things. Okay, Terry Harper. 3 has a job, 2 other businesses, and recently had a huge breakthrough in terms of realizing that spending more creating, working on her DMO instead of just consuming content and just wasting her time. Super productive with that. Big wins. Okay, for Terry Harper. So Terry, sorry, I'm just scanning through this random list here of names. I missed you. I'm glad you love the mastermind. So if you want to get help from me, just email me, and I'll probably have some questions to ask you. All right. Okay. Any Q&A questions? Clam. I know Sheila, you asked about Clam. Clam is basically you go to someone's post and you comment on it, you like it, you add them as a friend, and you send them a message. Okay. Comment, like, add, and message. If you don't know that, email me. I'll send you a video where you can learn more. Okay. So you can do on Instagram. You see someone's hashtag, like you just say, I follow motivational quotes. I like that. I comment on it. It's a great post. Then I follow the person. I send them a message. Hey, I love your post. Yeah, I'd love to connect with you. That's how. And you can do that. Like I said, 100 people, you probably get a couple of replies. And from those replies, some will ignore you, not interested. Some will. How do you track? Good question. So can you show us a couple questions here? Okay. It is, can you show me time blocking session? Time blocking session is very simple, Kathleen. Is basically use your calendar and you block it off 15 minutes, right? Kind of like in the morning. Some purpose-driven networkers, Joe Luciano, like we have Carla, Alejandra as well. We go, anyone's welcome, a purpose-driven networker. We just go on there and we prospect. My time, 6 a.m., 15 minutes. Just block it off. It's non-negotiable. You're not going to. So, for example, let's say you have to work on the DMO. You got to post social media. You don't read emails. You don't read notifications. Who's messaging you? Like, this is like an example of time blocking. My time blocking is to serve you. I don't care who's messaging me, calling me now. I'm not checking the phone. Right? Smiley, just send me a message and I'll send you that. Okay? About Clam. How do you track a spreadsheet? You can track all different ways. Spreadsheet, you could journal, right? There's an app called Streaks. I like Streaks. It's a paid app, and that does $5, $10. But hey, I always like the paid stuff. The paid stuff saves you time, and time is money you can always get back, but time you can never get back. Yeah, just time you can never get back. Money you can always get back. It's really sad. I have a really, really close friend who has cancer right now. I just lost a good friend earlier this year. I have another really close colleague for cancer. I don't even know how much time he has left. Very sad. Time you can never get back. Money you can get back. Okay, my friend has a lot of money too, but he's willing to, trust me, he will give away his money to get more time. Okay, he'll give away all his money to get more time with his kids. So go and, anything that you can save you time, you can buy time for money. I always trade time for money. If it's an app that allows me more production, Streaks is good. I use Eternity. It's another time tracking app. How much activity I spend. Those are all $5, $10 each. Okay. Streaks. Yes, Streaks. Streaks. Yeah, Dawn, saving time. You can never get time back. You can get money back. Think of you can get money, you can borrow money, you can even steal money. I'm not telling you to steal, but you can never get more time. Right? The time is the only thing that, think about this. Time is the only thing that prevents that's going to hold you back from hitting your goals. Right? So going back to the example again, you need 500 people. Just say you have no skills or whatever and no value. You need 500 people to get one sign up. 500 random strangers, right? What's that to prevent you? How come you can't do that in 1 month or 1 year? Maybe like, well, that's too far. Like, or even like, right? It's the lack of time. That's what I realized. My moment, aha moment, big aha moment in my business was, especially when I was good and I can sign up people. The reason I wasn't, I was earning like 100-something thousand. The reason I wasn't earning $500,000 was because time. I didn't have the time. And I was wasting time with the wrong people, wasting time with bad prospects, wasting time with the wrong downlines, right? I was like, this business is about finding leaders. And also, if I can spend $100 to get more time, I'm spending the $100 because I can make the $100 back. I can never get that hour back. Make sense? Yeah, Dave, teach AI. That's a great idea. A great question. Dave, email me. I'll send you. There's a great tool. A lot of you use it, right? Lena Nguyen, she's on, I don't know if she's on it. She uses My AI. And I can give you a free trial. So instead of thinking about social media content, you hit surprise me, comes up with a post. You know what? Here, let me just show you how it works. Yeah, you want to check this out. This is a tool. I promote it, and it is, I want to write a social media post. I can tell it, or I can just say I want to write a caption and caption my image or short text only post. I just hit surprise me. And based on all my stuff that I've written, okay, I've taken my social media post, I put it in there. It would just come up with a post for me within 30 seconds. Okay, does that save time or not? Right? I know Carl Johnson's been using it. Dawn, you definitely need to use it. Melanie's been using it. Okay, Christine Taylor subscribes and uses it. It saves you time. Okay, so I know right now it's taking maybe a little bit longer, but it's going to come while we're talking. It's going to come up with a social media post. Kathleen Harrell uses it. Yes. A lot of our mastermind members use it. Christina Saber just got started using it as well. Right. And if you're interested, just email me and I'll give you, there's a free trial. No, here it is. Right. They'll talk about language, right? Because English is my third language. I can go edit it. I can go change it. Right. This talks about breaking barriers. It came up with a post for me. Right. If I don't like it, I can change it. If it's actually select a business profile, Simon Chan, objective is inspire. If I put a tone, I'll say persuasive. Right. Goal setting 2024. Dream big and take action. Right. I just tell it. I'll generate. It'll create a post about goal setting for me. So Leanne, if you're having trouble with it, you just have to use it and learn, right? It's never going to be easy. It's just like when we first started using the internet, first started using email, or first started using social media, you didn't get everything about it. The more you use it, you get better and better at it. Okay. All right. Another question is, how do you sustain the energy and momentum for the whole year run? That's a great question. You know, our time is up. Going by so fast. How do you sustain the energy and momentum? It is, you reward yourself, right? That's what I don't like. I personally don't like long runs, 90-day blitzes or something. I personally don't like them. Instead, I will go hard. Go hard for 5 days and take 1 day off, right? And go hard for 6 days, take 1 day off. Now the 1 day off, you still do your minimum goal, right? Minimum, or go hard for 3 weeks take 3 days off, right? Where you just do your minimum. And then you carry the momentum. Another thing about energy and momentum is accountability, right? If you're going to do it by yourself, you have zero anonymous. I don't know what your name is, anonymous attendant, but you have zero chance to make it if you're doing it by yourself. No one's going to be able to do that, right? That's why even I shared Michael Phelps. He has a coach. Michael Phelps doesn't win those Olympic medals by himself. He has an accountability partner. He has a trainer. He pushes different people to push him along the journey. You want to make big money in network marketing? Basically, you want to be Michael Phelps, like an Olympian. You need to have the Olympian attitude, right? Different people want to push you. Accountability. Go to events, right? You just can't build a business at home. If you're building a business at home, you have zero chance for success. Yeah, zero. I've never met a top earner who became successful by just staying at home. Okay, you have to go to events. You have to meet people. Sheila, can a non-experienced in content making succeed here? Yes, you can. So, by the way, can a non-experienced? Everyone here at one point was non-experienced like you, Sheila. Don't ever think that, I'm different. I was not experienced. Okay? I didn't even, English is my third language. Okay? I was not experienced. I did not know anything about internet. I did not, as of 6 months ago, I did not know anything about AI. Okay, so talk about AI. They just created a post for here, right? Dream it, plan it, do it. Here's a social media post. Who asked about Dave, like how to save time? It saves you tremendous time. Now I may edit it. There's an editor. I can tell it to fix the grammar or I can double space it. I can change it. So no one ever you have to change. No one's ever an expert. Carla wasn't an expert, right? Jody Diggery's not even on here. Jody, 3 months ago in the mastermind, they didn't do social media. And then she just recently got 2 warm markets that reached out to her randomly and say, hey, I love the stuff you're posting. What do you do? And she got 2 customers just like that, right? Kathleen getting customers. They weren't good with social media. Everyone started with 0. So don't ever feel like, I'm different because I have no experience. None of us have experience. The first masterclass I did not have experience. We all learn. We all start from 0. So you can do it, but you need to stay focused, know your targets, know your goals, and get accountability, someone to guide you along the way. All right, everyone. I think that is our time. We went a little bit over. Glad. I think this was very helpful, right? I will post a recording. It will be shared, and you can share that with your teams. Okay. Stay focused. And for those who are really serious, I highly recommend you to check out the mastermind. We have about 6 spots left in the mastermind. Okay. Like Dawn, someone like you definitely need it because I know you've been following me for a while. And I think Leanne will help you out as well. Somebody just email me. And I'll let you know details. Probably some questions I need to ask you. Question. Is there any other question here? Oh, Ronnie and Carla, if you follow up with someone and no one answers, you can do another follow-up. Just say, hey, I know you've been really busy, but I'm sorry. You can say, I'm sorry I haven't followed up with you. You must be really busy, right? Are you still open to taking a look? All right, that's one follow-up. Another follow-up could be, hey, I'm sorry I haven't been in touch with you, but things have been awesome. My business, I've been growing. How are things going? Just to see you restart the conversation. Okay. Any of you have, appreciate your mastermind members. I appreciate you all. Email me, simon@mlmnation.com. Okay. Simon@mlmnation.com. And all of you should have my email because you got the link to this Zoom, right? You can just reply back to the Zoom email, the link with the webinar, the masterclass, not the webinar, the masterclass invite. And then just let me know you're looking for help and I'll give you more details. All right, everyone, we're over on time. Appreciate you, Terry. Appreciate everyone for being here. You've been awesome. I love the engagement, love the questions. And hey, remember, take action and go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life. God bless you all. Talk to you soon. Hey, MLM Nation, hope you liked that special episode, that masterclass. I've been getting great feedback from that. And because it's not just this generic training, like it's a very fluffy, like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, the activities, but really looking at the pay plan and breaking things down, felt that was, a lot of people felt that was really, really helpful for them. So make sure, think of the goal you want to set for next year and do that exercise. Like what's the volume goal? What's the amount of people you need? And work those numbers backwards instead of weekly target and also minimum targets as well. Hey, if you like this episode, make sure you subscribe and review on your favorite podcast player. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. A lot of the descriptions I talked about that you may, if you don't have trouble following on the podcast, go watch it on YouTube. That's what I should do to break down the numbers. And sometimes if you're visual like me, seeing the numbers is definitely very helpful. But definitely watch the YouTube and subscribe to it. And lastly, if you want help, actually two more things. The people that I mentioned there, go follow them. Go follow them, like Kathleen, the Terry Harpers, who I mentioned there, and the rest I just mentioned, Carla Johnson, because they are definitely making things happen. Jody Guidry is another one. I'm sorry, Mastermind members, if I left you out. There's so many of them. They're making things happen in the short 2.5 months, being consistent with their goals and having these feedback sessions that I do with them every week. Definitely follow them and see what they're doing. And if you really want to take things to the next level and save time and frustration, email me and I can see whether you'd be qualified to be one of the people I work with and let into the mastermind. We have a couple of openings. So anyway, that's what I have. Hey, thank you again for listening. Have a good holiday season, but make it productive and make sure you do the exercise I shared in this episode. Take action and go out there, have a positive impact on someone's life. God bless you all.